Man, sorry about blowing in your ear earlier and making you miss that shot.
Oh man, it's cool. It's cool. It's no big deal. But you know what I was thinking, Phil? Maybe next time, this next mission, maybe I could be the sniper. You know, I could get a shot.
But if you're the sniper, then how would I be the sniper then?
Oh, I didn't think about
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
It's not like you're a grunt out here just humping gear around for me.
You're right. Spotter's great.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So just go ahead and bury that deep inside and don't ever bring it up again.
It's painful, but I love you, man.
I love you too, brother. Whew. It's hotter than it seems. And I'm not even wearing all the shit. I got my Marine Corps boonie. Scout Sniper.
Today on American Outlaw, we're talking recce kits. We're talking what recce really is. And we're talking the equipment that you actually need. And I've seen a lot of stuff on the internet that wasn't quite up to speed. So what I did was I decided to bring in the one and only Phil the Seal. Phil, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I spent 8 years in the Navy, NSW. I did quite a bit of the recce side of things for most of my work there. So this has become a passion kind of project for me. It's what I enjoy doing now. And we're out here and it's just like the spot, you know?
Yeah, it's an awesome spot. So there's a lot of things that people don't understand about reconnaissance. So here's what I want to do. We're going to talk to you about concepts, but we're going to talk to you about an actual kit. And I am not dogging on any of your favorite YouTubers. I love them all. And if you want to have the most awesome camping gear ever for recce, that's great. But let's show you literally piece by piece what a Navy SEAL had in his recce kit not only a year ago. So first one, let's start with this this fancy hat you made me.
Yeah, so it's basic boonie, multicam. You can get these, I think Voodoo or someone makes one with the fishnet already built into it, and we did this way cheaper. And I like the camo netting as a better feature for gillying up. I don't have to veg it as much as I would with just straight fishnet on my face and sides. So I like this design, it's just zip tied in there.
Yeah, and then we have another little piece right here. And guys, listen, because these kit videos are always fun, everybody likes them. We talk about why this orange is in here. We talk about all that on Patreon, which you can go down below and click on Patreon. And every bit of everything that we did building this is on Patreon. So if you're a recce guy that was really into what the Navy is doing, a team guy's doing, a professional, then that might be a really good place for you to go look. All right, second one is we have this, what is this, like half a jacket thing you got me in?
The Viper hood.
The Viper hood.
Viper hood. Yeah, super cool. We've been out here, a couple hours now in that, and it's heating up a little bit, 75 degrees. Are you hot in it?
No, I'm really not hot.
So they're super cool because you can wear them long durations. Like even on a patrol, if I was walking along while, I can wear that and it's not going to kill me like a full old school ghillie suit would do. And it gives me the coverage I need on my shoulders and my head. So tactical concealment.
Tactical concealment.
Yeah.
We'll link everything down below, guys, so you'll be able to go to Amazon and check it all out. If there's something I have a code for, I'll absolutely give you the code to save you the money. I don't have it on this, but we will link it all down below. The days of ghillie suits are gone, and I don't know any sniper that's not have one of these in his pack.
Yeah, they're super cool, and we just used some basic jute, rubber bands, and some spray paint to kind of get it the color scheme that we knew we were going to be out here in.
And so I will tell you guys this, the sniper is on the recce team, right? Or is every recce guy usually a sniper?
It depends, but yeah, it can fluctuate, yeah, but most of them are.
Most of the time, every recce guy's a sniper. All right, so I think we have misconceptions as to what a recce team actually does. So a recce team is not actually trying to get in contact and fight with you. What is your job?
So it's reconnaissance. Information gathering is the primary goal, and it's applicable to what we see now with people that are getting into this. I would heavily focus on observation over shooting.
Yeah, so cameras, spotting scopes, regular scopes, binoculars, they're a lot better for you than a gun, but the other thing is taking down a lot of information. And so one of the things that we are able to communicate with really, really well is the Beartooth mesh network. So typically Beartooth has been only military, literally only military. And some of the highest units use these and they love them. This option now, because I've talked to Michael and I've got it set up, you can use code Outlaw, go down right here to this link. These comms make it to where, let's say I want to go set up on top of a mountain, or I want to go set it up on top of those towers over there, or I want to plop this in my DJI drone, take it up in the air. This gives me encrypted comms to my entire team with ATAC, which means my Recce team, let's say there was 4 of us, let's say there was 30 of it, doesn't matter. I can see everybody on my Recce team live. They can see me. We can talk to each other without having to use radios, or we can voice to talk to each other with these, and it's encrypted. What does encrypted mean? It means those dudes up there and your favorite uncle, what's his name, Samuel, cannot see what you're saying. It also means that if I'm out here and I'm actually having to do recce, the average Joe, Tom, Dick, and Harry, can we say that anymore? Is that even PC?
Probably get you kicked off.
Oh, well, Tom, Dick, and Harry will not be able to hear you. They will not be able to hear you on a scanner like they can on your Baofeng, and they cannot see your signature in the event that they had some kind of RF detecting. Beartooth with ATAC is a must. Other things that you've added to my kit is these
Ranger beads.
Ranger beads, what are they for?
Yeah, Ranger beads are a pace count, so super cheap. You could probably make them on your own, go to Joann Fabrics and get some beads, but I just buy them. And what that does is it gives us a duration of distance based on our pace count, which needs to be predetermined before stepping off. So each one of these can represent a certain distance that I travel on flat terrain, hilly terrain, and then where we are now up in the mountains. So it's just a good thing to have if we're using map and compass. Especially if I know I'm just shooting like a bearing to a direction and we gotta walk 800 meters to it, I can count them off on there so I know, hey, it takes me whatever 90 steps to walk 100 meters.
All right, the Recce kit that I'm using is made by Weary Solutions. You guys should check them out. We'll link them below. They're pretty incredible. Being able to have everything a plate carrier offers, but in a Recce kit without plates, they're pretty incredible. All right, a set of gloves. We got gloves and we painted them. Why did we paint the gloves?
I want to kind of disrupt that black. That's like a big, bright spot even out here in this because there's not much black other than in the shadows. So you can see all this brush is almost white, light browns, some lighter greens. That black stands out in human hands especially.
So gun belt. Of course, just regular gun belt, whatever your battle belt is, med kit. Some things were going in my pockets, and we were talking about, we literally explain every single thing that's going in the pockets. So one of them is a compass, one of them is a Right in the Rain pencil. You're going to have to go to Patreon to know why that is. And the cool thing is our Patreon's free at least for a couple of days. Veil. What do we use a veil for?
Yeah, so that can be, it's multiple use. So everything that I want to bring, because I'm carrying all this stuff, is multi-use. So this can be used to cover up scopes, to take care of glint. We can drape it over suppressors to break up that silhouette of the circle. We can also use it as a head veil once we get to where we're going to kind of cover ourselves and then down the rifle.
So this is a military survival kit. I don't know where you can get these, but whatever kind of little pocket survival kits you can get, they issued them to you. Not this specific one, but build you a pocket survival kit that if you had to spend the night in the woods, you could. Of course, I've got some a little mirror so I could do my camo face paint. I've got some trail mix for along the way. What else do I got right here in my pocket, which I thought was kind of cool? What is this and why do we carry it?
Signaling device, so BF-17 panel. Basically, even if we're out here just hiking around, it's not a bad idea to have something to signal in the event of an emergency. So I always would cut these up and kind of carry them with me. It's not a bad thing to have.
All right, so now let's see. Let's go up here to our, how many magazines do we want to carry? It's really popular to see guys with 3 magazines. What do you recommend?
I would say 7 is a base, like the lowest that I would want to go.
And how many do you want to have?
I'd do 9 to 11, honestly, if I could.
9 to 11?
If I had enough room on the kit to do it. You're starting to see the resurgence of the old school Rhodesians with the double stack mags on them, 4 across, so you're getting 8 on the body, and then Molly on the sides, I can throw 2 more into there plus 1 in the gun, gives me 11. So consideration is obviously weight, and then we can stash some more in the bag too.
All right, so you were talking about the outside of the bag. Tell me outside of the bag versus, like, why aren't we hanging a bunch of stuff off our bag?
Yeah, it's all snag hazard stuff. So not only is it gonna piss you off when you're walking, it's gonna catch on stuff, but it's signature management, meaning if I grab a tree branch with something hanging off my bag that I'm not aware of because it's up over my shoulders, we're starting to move trees, move brush, and we want to kind of move freely through here without disturbing a lot of things, so it's not catching people's eye if they are looking for us.
So on this outside pocket are things that we needed quite a bit. So we have veg clippers. Veg is the edge. Notice the gun right here. We spent a lot of time vegging ourselves out, and the more we did veg, the harder it was to find me. So I'm out here testing this stuff. So this is a Silky Gomboy. This is different kinds of face paint. So again, this is the stuff that I probably need to grab first. So I've got just the regular face paints. We were testing face paint on my face to find out, did just the desert tan work well enough? Mm-hmm. And when you check out the Patreon videos, you'll be able to see that it did sometimes and it didn't other times, which is really pretty cool to know. And it's pretty cool to test because there's lots of different ways. I mean, you can go to Trench Grenade's channel. You should check him out. He's on the East Coast and he has a total different way of painting his face. So out here in the high desert, it's totally different. What works for you, you know, it's gonna work in different areas. All right, so here we had more magazines. I think we loaded 11 magazines, right?
Totally, yep.
11 total magazines. Paracord, let's just see, go down here, bungee cords, paracord, regular paracord for the net. We'll explain that here in a second. Bungee cords are just normal. There's no amount. Keep these Ranger bands with you so you can veg things up. If you look at the gun, we vegged the gun up quite a bit. We use those Ranger bands to veg the tripods up, to veg stuff to us. Let's see, poncho. What are you using the poncho for? You guys think it's for rain, but what is it really for?
Yeah, you can use it for, like, if you were on your phone texting me at night, we can use that as a way to kind of block that light signature. But we have to double them up. If you try it, you'll notice real quick a single layer of that doesn't do much.
Yeah.
It's kind of shitty.
But so that's more signature hiding, and of course, you know, if you were lucky enough to be sleeping as the dew comes out, you can keep the dew off of you. But all right, so let's go down a little bit more into. We tried to keep our gun equipment together, which is a pretty cool idea. And so here we have binoculars so that we can see. Remember, Recce stuff with your Recce rifle is not about you going out and getting in a gunfight. It's you finding out the information to keep your group from getting in a gunfight or giving them the upper hand in getting in the gunfight. All right, extra rangefinder and extra, it's an actual gun cleaning kit. Hopefully you don't need that in the field, but you might. All right, let's open up the main portion of the pack. Guys, 1-to-1, this is what Phil had in his pack that you can get. So, Write in the Rain book. Why do we have Write in the Rain book?
So that's our analog data collection. So we can go in there and write anything that we need to. That's why we bring a pencil and a pen. So the pencil would be for if I needed to make a range card out here or something, or I was drawing like, what am I looking at, my observation point? I can draw it in there and kind of give distances to it, but also keeping information on like, hey, 18 cars drove down this road south of us between 2 and 5 o'clock. So it's pattern of life. We can understand it, and then I have a actual hard copy of it where if I'm trying to text you, realistically, that's what we'd be trying to do probably, like send it on our ATAC or whatever. And if everything goes down, I might forget some of that stuff over a 2 to 3, 4 day thing.
Yep. All right, so remember, Recce, we are information gathering. So whatever event you think is gonna happen in America that you care about, Recce, I think the same thing. Whatever it is, we agree. What we need to agree on for sure is that we need the information to get back to our team to make a smarter decision. All right, so this is a 9x7 camo net. It comes a lot bigger. We did an entire explanation on Patreon with this, how we cut it, how we made it, step by step. What is the main purpose for this?
That'd be like building out a little hide for me and you to kind of camp. I don't want to say that word, we're not camping, but gives us more coverage, especially overhead right now with what's going on in the world with drones.
Yeah, so guys, that's one of the things that we took a lot of time thinking right now is, you know, you're 360 degrees of can people see you. You were talking about being out in an area like this is probably the worst case scenario. So we're in the mountains. This is probably every prepper, every guys, I'm coming to the mountains. Tell me why this is so dangerous.
Yeah, we talked about it. It's like if you come out here a lot and you know the area, and nobody's going to come out here that doesn't really know. So the adversaries that you would see out here are very similar to you or better. You know what I mean? The skill set wise, like you spend a lot of time hunting out here. I don't know where we are. So this would probably not be a good spot for me to get to, not knowing the direction of travel to get to a town or wherever I'm going, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is tough and it's hard terrain. And there's a lot of bare spots out here. Like that whole ridge line over there is all just red clay dirt out there. So
it's really easy to see you moving through here. And that's one of the things, guys, is it hit me while we were out here. When you're out here in the mountains and whatever event has happened, there's also probably going to be 40, maybe 100 other groups of guys just like you. So you are going to go against you in this Recce situation. Think about that. That's deep. All right, next thing, our sleeping pad. Why is this thing so short?
So I'm just more concerned with keeping my upper body kind of warm. The legs aren't, it's not a concern for me. And I'm gonna use the ruck as a pillow. So we cut it, you're 5'11", I'm 5'10". It just worked out perfect that it was split down the middle. We cut it in half. We got 2-for-1 special.
Yep, 2-for-1 on this. Also can work as a, you know, if the ground's wet, you can sit on it or you can lay on it if you have the, you know, maybe it's hot, maybe there's stickers. You can use it for a lot of things like that. But notice that's not some big blow up pad. All right, here is our puff gear. Why puff gear? Like, yeah, why puff gear?
I want to be able to throw it on and wear it if I have to get up and move. I don't want to be crawling out of a sleeping bag, first of all. And number two, I don't want to pack that stuff back up. So I can grab this, have it on, and then if we got to move, I'm just up and moving and I'll deal with this later. If you think about having to like repack it into a stuff sack and then throw it into the bag, it's just time wasted when I can do it right now. I have it on, I'm sleeping, hey, we got to go, get up, throw my ruck on, and we can walk. So it's just faster. Fuel expedient. I can throw this stuff on, and this stuff is really good. This, I don't even know who makes
Wild
this.
Things, yeah.
Wild Things. So these jackets in this entire system will keep you warm for the most part, even when you're wet, and they also can help dry you out. If you get the system and put it all together, they're really good to have, and you can find this stuff pretty much everywhere now.
So 2 32-ounce Nalgene bottles that we painted. They were from, what is it, Oddie Creek? Love those guys, love their stuff. They didn't sponsor me, I bought them, and then we painted them. One of the things I want to talk about, I also have a camel pack in here, and Phil will tell you, like, how much water do you think you drink on a 4-day recce mission?
A lot. It's probably double what you would think. Like, I've been on both ends where I brought way too much and not enough, and then not enough is way worse.
Yeah. I would rather dump water out at the end of the trip than I would not have it. And so one of the things that I was talking about earlier, is I have a deviated septum and I legit need surgery on it. I know, I got it. Don't bust my balls for it. But I have a really hard time sucking out of a camelback straw. Mm-hmm. They work great. I love them. They keep the water cooler for me, I think, most of the time. What'd you say earlier? You could put ice in them?
Yeah, get a little treat on the way in.
Little treat on the way into your mission set, but I have a really hard time with that because I have to breathe through my mouth most of the time. So it's hard for me to suck when I'm out of air and I need to just drink. So don't let anybody tell you how you need to drink. You drink how you need to drink. All right, our food. Wait, where's our tent?
I don't have one.
Why?
You got a poncho, that's your tent.
Your poncho's your tent. Guys, that's one of the things is, if you get inside of a tent out here, everybody's going to be able to see you. It's super easy to see a tent. Like, you don't get inside of a tent. Poncho maybe if it's really, really bad raining, but it doesn't rain a lot out here. The wind blows a lot out here, but you just, yeah. All right, here, my food. Your food was a little bit different than what I would have thought because I see all these guys with mountain houses and a jet boil, and what is this?
So this is what I would grab is like beef jerky, trail mix, couple candy bars, and then Mio Energy. and that was, I could sustain on that. Some of the bigger guys, they ate a lot more, so their food intake's higher. They'd bring a lot more food than I would. But we kind of talked about it as like, do I want to be like stuffing my face with food and then have to go to the bathroom more? Now I'm dealing with that. It's just another added thing. I figured the less I ate, if I could sustain energy levels, was worth it to be a little hungry once in a while.
Phil and I just sat and talked in the little hide that we had makeshift back there. And one of the things was we would sit there for 4 days. We didn't move. We would sit there for 4 days. Well, sounds gross, but humans have to use the restroom. The more you eat, the more you drink, the more you're going to have to use the restroom, the more that inconveniences everything you're doing. And if you're actually doing a recce mission, there's probably somebody looking for you as well. And if you make a mistake out there, you don't come home from that, right? All right, last one I have on here is a Garmin Fortrex, which gives us, what did you say, two pieces of...
So that'll give you 3 total forms of navigation with your ATAC, your Garmin, and then your map and compass with the protractor.
Yeah. All right, and that's it, guys. It's funny to me when you get to sit around and you get to hang out with a Navy SEAL that just recently retired, and you get to talk about just work up missions of like, hey, we had to do this before we deployed, and it sucked. It was so cold. It was so hot. The bugs were so bad. Like what were you telling me about the chiggers or whatever?
Yeah, I got in some bad chiggers one time, and they went through the permethrin, which is the chemical compound that you spray on the clothes. It's like 1,000,000% DEET. And yeah, 2 days into that, I think that was a 4-day, just covered from ankle to ass cheeks. It was brutal. It was worse than any poison ivy I've ever had, and it lasted for about 2 weeks. And a lot of things that people will say like, well, I'll just deal with it. But stuff like that, when you're already uncomfortable, will drive you completely crazy. Like scratching, itching the whole time. So take like that preemptive measure to, hey, maybe we get some of that heavy bug spray and we soak the clothes in it before we're gonna go out if we know there's gonna be like chiggers or bad mosquitoes, stuff like that. Yeah, it's try to make your life as easy as possible when you know it's gonna be pretty shitty for a couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, recce is a lot of walking at night, a lot 4 days of sitting and taking information where you cannot go to sleep. I don't think it's not classified. So there was an entire feed of Marine snipers that fell asleep in their hide, and they ended up losing their lives. The Predator could see everything that was happening, couldn't do anything about it. They were too close, and they couldn't wake the Marines up, and they all died. So sleeping is, in a 4-day time span, how many hours do you think each individual operator got to sleep?
It's not often, maybe 10 to 12 hours for the whole time, and it's pretty sporadic. So like you would knock out and I would stay up, and then we just kind of that switch on and off. Usually during the day, there's certain guys that are night owls and other guys that aren't. So you kind of like, hey, you like to stay up late, you'll take the nights and I'll do the days. Yeah, it helps when you have more people that are in that element that you can swap out with. That obviously makes it easier for a lot of things, like go back and actually sit down and eat some food away from like out here where we're working. But you're talking maybe 2 to 3 more. So it's not like a 1-to-1 where everybody gets to up and go.
Yeah, it's actually kind of recce equals misery. That's what we should title this video. Recce equals misery, but recce is important. Without information, you cannot make informed decisions, and that's how those lessons were learned in blood, guys. And so I want you to think about that. When you are building your kit, build your kit not to be comfortable, but just to get by, and have more mission essential kit, cameras, thermals, spotting scopes, stuff to write it down with, your Beartooth with your ATAC. I cannot hammer to you guys how important Beartooth is. I really fought Michael for a long time to be able to bring Beartooth to the market. You don't need another gun, you need a Beartooth device. But But it is not something that is fun. It is not something that is sexy. It is more of you could put Recce into your family, where it's like, I'm trying to keep my family away from people, and you can use a lot of these same principles if you were out in this area. And Recce inside a city, urban, is totally different. We might do a video on that, but we're talking outside, where we hear most people say, I want to go to the mountains, right? Or it could be on the outside of urban. But this is the gear that you use. This is the gear that they're currently using. I think it's always important to show you relevant kit. You know, kit from 15 years ago isn't necessarily what people are using today. TTPs 15 years ago are not what they're doing today. So I love to get the guys that are recently retired that can impart their wisdom onto us, that help us be lighter, faster, slimmer. And they're still not light. Like the whole YouTube thing of, you have to be light. What was your average Recce loadout?
It's probably between, like, with guns and gear and everything, ammo, 70 pounds on a light one. Yeah, in the more, so like, if you know it's gonna rain, it's gonna get colder, we're packing more gear to stay in like that warmth area. If it's hot like it is out here, we're packing more water. You know, so things just start adding up real quickly, and you learn real fast. That's why I always say, like, make it a camping trip with your friends and go out and do a 2-day, and pick a distance that you want to travel. Hey, we're gonna do 10 miles in 2 days. 5 miles a day hiking through terrain like this, and see what your water consumption is. I guarantee you the first one, you're gonna come back really thirsty.
Yeah. All right, guys, listen, in October, Phil and I are gonna host a class together out here. I'm gonna bring our military and law enforcement drones. We are going to bring Phil's expertise as a Recce NSW guy, and we're going to come out here. We're going to teach you some things, how to actually be successful, how to have 720 coverage.
Yeah, everything over top now is a big game changer.
Where do they find you?
So I got a channel, Having a Blast. It's more of our fun YouTube stuff, and then our website is Elemental Weapon Systems. That's our training side of everything. So we put on classes and we travel to you guys rather than having you travel all over the country.
So if you want to train with probably one of the best instructors I've ever seen, kick-ass Navy SEAL, just all-around good dude, get down there, contact him. If you want to come out in October, start signing up now, because it's going to book up fast.